Hi, all you addies, lasses, and enbies. Since we're at 400 subscribers, I thought we'd finally do the NomNomNami games tier list, like I said. Looks like all the Lonely Wolf Tree games are separate, which is kind of annoying. Um, so, as you know, probably, I did a NomNomNami games, marathon. This is the only tier list I could really find, so you're just gonna have to make do with this, honestly. So, starting with, I feel like it's a good place to start with Lonely Wolf Treat since it's the most famous one, and all the other Wolf Treat games will be going there. Well, I really, really, really love Lonely Wolf Treat. It's what got me into NomNomNami games. Um, sure, there's not a whole lot of gameplay to it. It's mostly just a visual novel disguised as an RPG, but it's really charming. I really love the story. I feel like it's like a probably the best depiction of polyamory I've seen in a fictional like game. I really don't know I really don't know what else to say. I mean, the characters are really lovable. It's really cool how they change perspectives every chapter. It gives things kind of a fresh point of view and stuff. It's been a long time since I've played these games. And I wanted this to be unscripted because I just wanted my raw, unfiltered thoughts. And I really have a special place in my heart for this game. Fuck, what is this game called? The Ultimate Sweet? Syrup in the Ultimate Sweet? Um, solid B tier. And I don't dislike any of these games. I just feel like some are better than others. I mean, I found it really weird that like there was the girl that wanted to be eaten, and I don't know, she kind of looked like a minor to me, and that really weirded me out at first. But it's a pretty good story. We got introduced to Pastille, which is Peak. And it's a solid story, just nothing too deep. Some of the other games get a lot deeper with their themes, like Lonely Wolf Treat, for example. Bad endings also go here. Um, I I'm not sure if is that the picture from no, I think that's just one of the covers. Um instead of D I'll put haven't played for this one. Or maybe I'll just add a new one that's like pink haven't played. Okay. So just to get this out of the way, I've not played this. Um Not played this, not played this. I just didn't find them really interesting enough to play, especially on tape. What is this? Is this like something really obscure? Um okay, so Syrup 2, honestly, I know I wanted to play it on stream and stuff, but I just didn't find it interesting enough, and maybe it's because I kind of was in a dopamine rush, or like I was my ADHD's been acting up a lot, but like I just didn't find the game that exciting, and to be fair, I've barely started it, excuse me, and I've barely gotten into the battles. I'll definitely give it another chance, but I don't even feel like I've played enough of it to justify putting that on here. Also not played this. Alright, this one, I think the dance game, the one where you go to the dance, I forget what it's called. I wish they'd put the titles of the games here. Um, Spooky Soiree. It was a cute little game. We got introduced to Pastille, and there's some pretty interesting like roots, like with the imp guy who's asexual. I really like that one. I really think there's a lot of great LGBTQ plus characters in these games. Especially in Lonely Wolf Treat and like the wider. I mean, these games are all connected, you know. Starry Flowers. S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. It's it was so good. It inspired me to make my own visual novel, which is currently being worked on. Gosh, is it amazing. I didn't know what to expect at first. Like, someone who's kind of obsessed with these, like, short-term, like, bursts of, you know, sex and not really intimate partners and just ending up figuring out someone who feels safe to them, who feels like they can give them more in life than just quick bursts of fun. It's really deep and really like relatable and personal to me. So I really love it. Um it's just a wonderful game, and God is Pastille just the most adorable thing. Get out of my way. I am not sponsored by any of you. Princess Poffin. It was a cute little game, though I had so many technical difficulties. It's the only one I'm putting in C tier because it just wasn't that special. It's a cute little game. C is for cute little game. But, like, it's just too small for me to really put it above the others, or on the league of the others, even. I haven't played enough of this to... I honestly kind of backed out because of my religious OCD, I'll be honest. Bad End Theater. Wow. Definitely deserves an S tier because, well, maybe A tier because it didn't hit me as hard as the other ones. Like, it didn't hit me as hard as Starry Flowers. This is probably controversial because this is the most famous NomNomNami game. I didn't play it, but I watched all of it, and I feel like that's enough because, like, I mean, I know all the scenarios and stuff. It's a really fun game, and I think it's really interesting, and I really, really, really love the ending. And I love how it ties into the Lonely Wolf Treat bad endings too. I love all the characters. I love how they flip the narrative a lot. I didn't really care that much for the servant of the demon princess or whatever. But other than that, I loved all the characters. Here, her tears were my light. I want to put it in S tier, but it was just too short. It was just too short. There was just not enough to it. But like, gosh, this inspired me a lot. I just was in pure, like, girl mode bliss. I mean, I guess not girl mode, but just euphoria, gender euphoria, because it was just so sweet and just, and it's like I love the tragic like plot twist, and it makes the game really interesting with how meta it gets. I really, I mean, I felt like the true ending was a bit of a letdown because I wanted more to happen. And since I'm really autistic, I really want a lot of definitive answers. I don't want implications. I want definitive answers. Um, and so that was really my main complaint. But other than that, I really loved it. It's really interesting and moral dilemma. And I mean, there's a book I wrote called Princess Eclipse, which is literally just the spitting image of this. That's how much it inspired me. There's some games missing here, definitely. Sex Advice Succubus. I really liked this game. I felt like it was surprisingly sweet and endearing, and like really promotes like safe sexual practices. And I really loved the plot line with the imp and how he was like raised to, not imp, the incubus. How he was like raised to be like basically all about sex and stuff, but he doesn't want to. And I love how that, and like, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to like living up to their older brother or like struggling to live up to societal expectations. And I think it's just a sweet game. And oh god, there's like a comfort meter. More games need that. That made me feel so connected to the game about how comfortable the client is. Like it made the game feel so much more like real and stuff, and I really loved it. I feel like in society sex doesn't need to be a thing that's taboo or controversial, because the more you do that, the more I feel like things can get dangerous. Safe consensual sex should be encouraged more, because I feel like society will be better as a whole, and this is a good example of encouraging stuff like that. The rest of these games are all just Lonely Wolf Tree, but I know there's more games than that. I know for sure. Um, I mean, I can pull up itch.io and tell you right here. Like, where the frick is, probably because it was here, Timber, Night with Timber. That would be an S tier right below Starry Flowers. That game is weird, and at first I didn't really get the hype, but, like, it really like was hard to play, but I loved that fact, and it felt like a really good representation. I mean, I can't speak for it. It felt like a really positive and good representation of like people who have endured sexual trauma or abuse learning to still be intimate with their partners and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Berserk in that one scene with Guts and Casca in the forest, if you know what I'm talking about. It's just it's a beautifully dark game, and it talks a lot about how like us versus them mentality and racism, and it builds a lot off of the themes in Lonely Wolf Treat. And Lonely Wolf Treat is like a lot less dark than this game is, and I understand why that makes it 18 plus. And it's like a great way to build off of the themes of Lonely Wolf Treat. And I remember like, and I like how the game doesn't say he's a good person and doesn't try to redeem him too much because he's just how he is. He's a very morally ambiguous character, but the main character loves him regardless. It's really beautiful and complex story, and I really like complex stories. Date Treat, probably C tier because it was a joke game. Um, First Kiss of is that really it? I thought there was more. Surely there's more, right? I mean, I wanted to judge the complete package of Lonely Wolf Treat. And I just really love it, and it's kind of tied with Starry Flowers if I'm being honest. Yeah, you might argue, how can I even be entitled to make this? Well, I was planning on playing this, but then I learned that it wasn't even really that connected to the other games. I kind of got bored of this. Idle games and puzzle games just aren't interesting to me. This game didn't seem that interesting to me, and I just couldn't get myself to finish this one because of my religious OCD. What is this? Um, I don't even know what that is. I think that's like some sort of comic. Listen to my song. That's not a game. If you actually watch my playthroughs of the games, I give a lot more in-depth reviews and stuff of each game and like how they affected me and stuff. But I think that's a good stopping point. I'm pretty satisfied with these reviews, honestly. Certainly Ultimately is good. I don't know if it's as good as no, this has Pastille. No, this has I mean, what's this? Yeah, Pastille. Not Periwinkle I meant was introduced in this one. Pastille was introduced in this one, and so was Treat. I'm pretty satisfied with these placements. Yeah. Anyway, bye everyone.